Hey guys, Rick here from Video Circle. Really excited about another video, and today we decided to cover a topic that I've been asked hundreds of times: ultrasounding. I'm going to start with a little overview of the ultrasound that we use. I also sell this unit. It's probably the most popular option for ball python breeding purposes, in my opinion. According to everything that I've researched and tried it out, this is probably the unit that's going to give you the best bang for your buck in the industry when it comes to price, reliability, features. It's something that covers basically everything that we need and more for ball python breeding purposes. So this is the Caxing 5600V, the veterinary model, and it is a really portable small unit. It's a laptop style that closes and opens. The screen tilts upwards. You can adjust how you like it. The keyboard, all the functions that you need are here. It comes standard with the 7.5 megahertz linear probe, which is what we recommend for ball pythons, lizards, monitors, boas. This is the probe that will give you the best reading when it comes to the depth of how deep we want the ultrasounds to read. It will also come standard with your power supply cable, and that's basically all you need. You don't need anything else. The only other thing that you're gonna want to buy is a water-based ultrasound gel that you can find very affordably at Amazon, and that's it. And then when it comes to some options that you can add the foot pedal, which in my opinion is almost a must-have, and you'll see it later why I say that. Basically, it just gives you an extra hand. So you plug this on the back of the unit, back here, and it sits on the floor. And whenever you're ready to freeze that image to measure your follicle, you simply tap it with your foot and it freezes the image automatically and instantly. So what does that do is allow you to keep one hand on the probe and one hand on the animal. A lot of times when you're ultrasounding these girls, as soon as you let go of your hand to press the freeze button on the keyboard, the animal will move, you're gonna lose the image, and then you have to find it again. So the foot pedal just saves you a lot of time if you don't have somebody standing right there next to you to press the freeze button for you. 95% of the time I'm ultrasounding by myself, so this is almost a must-have. And then the only other option you have is the rechargeable battery. It slides in right here on the side. You don't need it to use it, it's optional, but it does add to the portability of the unit. So if you're ultrasounding on the go, if you're offering it as a service in your local community, if you're taking to a show and offering at a show as a service, this becomes really handy. It gives you about 2 hours of use per charge, and you don't have to worry about finding an outlet or bring an extension cord or anything like that. So it just becomes very portable. All you need to take is the unit and you're ready to go. So this is a basic overview of the unit, what it comes with. And when we move in to ultrasounding, we're gonna talk about some benefits of why you should own an ultrasound and why I think it's easily one of the best investments that you can make for your breeding program. So, all right guys, so here's the setup. Pretty simple stuff. I usually use my cart. I have the ultrasound here. I usually put some paper towel down just so gel doesn't get all over. I usually put a little bit of gel in a cup, and I'll show you guys why. I have the foot pedal here ready for me whenever I need it. All I have to do is tap it, and basically that's how I set up the unit every time I'm gonna start ultrasounding. So like I was telling you guys earlier, benefits. I think to me, I'm a very objective person. I love knowing numbers and knowing exactly where my females are at. So every 30 days or so, we go through all the females and ultrasound in about once a month to check how they're doing. So we want to track their follicular development throughout the year, and that way we can know exactly when they're ready to be bred, when they're ready to be introduced to a male. And we keep everything here in the bins as well in a spreadsheet, all their follicular development throughout the year, so we can track and kind of try to find the pattern of, you know, when that female is going to go every year. The ultrasound is the only thing that will give you that solid information. You can, even if you're really good at palpating, you can kind of estimate how big that follicle is, but the only way to get really concrete and exact data is through the ultrasound. Another huge benefit from the ultrasound is you're not just randomly guessing when to put a male in, because what that does is may lead to overbreeding that male. You know, we at least here in the facility, I like to stay on a ratio of like 1 male for every 6 to 8 females maximum, and you really want to try to maximize that male. So the less time he's spending breeding, the more energy he's going to have for a larger number of females. If you're just randomly throwing males in whenever you think that the female is ready, you may be over breeding that male and will end up getting to the end of the season, and you may not be able to cover all the females that you want with that male. So it's really important to know when your females are ready. That way you can pinpoint when to put that male in there. Another really good benefit from it is females in general, ball pythons in general, they can be really stressed out if you're trying to move them to get them checked. So for instance, if you want to take them to the vet, for example, to get them checked for pregnancy, that may really stress them out, and what you don't want is for them to reabsorb those follicles. So just keeping them here in their environment, doing something that's really quick. Every month we can follow the progress. It takes about, you know, under a minute to check each female. Really fast process. It doesn't hurt them, and you're able to really track how your girls are doing and maximize your breeding program. So what we're gonna do here is pick out some girls that I think are in that process of developing, and I will show you guys how I do it, what I look for, and hopefully it will give you guys a better understanding of the ultrasound process. All right, so let's get it started. We're gonna check on some females that are in the process of being paired or haven't been paired yet for this upcoming season. We'll see where they're at, and you guys will just follow along, and I'll try my best to teach you guys and show you guys what I'm seeing, what I'm doing. So usually what I do, this cart works really well for me. I put their tail here on the edge, and usually they just like to grab the edge of the cart, which gives me a really good, solid snake to work with. And I try to kind of just straighten them out as the best as I can. And what I want to do is usually start about halfway down their body and always look for their gallbladder. Their gallbladder is going to be a very dark, empty sac. Well, not empty, but it will look empty on the screen. And it's a good starting point because all the snakes have a gallbladder. Some of them may have follicles, some may not have follicles, but they all have a gallbladder. And it's important because the follicular development usually starts about 1 inch to 2 inches after the gallbladder, so towards the tail. So once you find that point, you know that you are in the right area to start moving down and looking for those follicles. So what I usually do, and it's very important to note that on the probe, you're gonna see this little tiny knob, and you always want that knob pointing towards the head of the snake. Otherwise, the image that you're gonna see in the screen is gonna be upside down. So what I usually do, and why I said I like the cup, is I just dab some gel on the probe, And like I said, try to go about halfway down their body. Well, I'm too low. You guys can see that I already found some follicles. So right there. So you see that black elongated sac is the gallbladder. And you see that as I start moving down towards the tail, you're gonna start seeing follicles already. And this girl seemed to have a nice chain, which is very common, of follicles all down her body. It doesn't mean that she'll have all these eggs. It's important to know, so don't get too excited. Some follicles will turn into eggs and some won't. But usually this is what you want to see, a nice chain of follicles developing. And the second I find those follicles, as soon as I have a good image, trying to get, you know, a variety of sizes here, nice clear image, I'm gonna tap with the foot pedal to freeze the image. That way I can put the probe here in the cup, and that's why it becomes handy. Holds the probe there. I can put this animal away, and then I come back here in the screen and I can focus on measuring these follicles, which is really simple. We're gonna press the measure button. It will enable the trackball here with this little plus sign, and you wanna go to the edge of a follicle. With it, you're gonna press set. You're gonna go to the other edge, and you're gonna press set again. I usually like taking more than one measurement, so I go to this other follicle here. It just looks to be about the same size. Go to the edge, press set, and go to the other edge and press set again. So it gives you here in the screen, you see that the distance 1, which was the first one we did, is 12.2 millimeters. Distance 2, which is the second one we did, 12.7 millimeters. So that is prime sizing for pairing. Usually I don't start pairing any animals until they are at least 10 millimeters. That 10 to 15 range is the sweet spot where you want to be for that first introduction of your males. So this girl is exactly where you want it. This girl here, I know for a fact that she's pregnant and very close from laying eggs. So I just figured it would be really cool to show you basically the final stage of pregnancy and what it looks like on the screen. We want to be, you know, as they get pregnant and have eggs, we want to be very gentle how you hold them, just not to stress them out. But basically the same thing with her. I can kind of see where the eggs are at already. She ovulated, so the eggs are already moving down her body towards her ventral area. So you can see how that whole white thing is an egg. Is bigger than the screen because the screen only measures 30 millimeters and eggs are usually 40 plus at least. So if we start up here, you can see that's the first egg. Way up here on her body, and right there, squished against it, is the gallbladder. So you can still see the same anatomy that we discussed earlier. And as we move down her body, we'll be able to see how many eggs is she carrying. So let's try to get a count here. So we have 1. You see the division there. We have 2. We have 3. We have, let me get some more gel here. 4. 5. 6. And looks like 7. So that is something that's also very cool for if you like knowing, you know, and what to expect. Looks like nice, big, healthy eggs. And like I said, she should be dropping any moment now. It looks like, if I'm not mistaken, you see that over there in the top? It might be a little slug. which is not uncommon. So a slug is basically an unfertilized egg. So one of those follicles kept growing and became an egg, but never got fertilized. So if you guys can see over there in the top, that's likely what that is. So if I had to guess, it would be 7 eggs plus 1 slug. So that was it. I hope you guys were able to learn a little bit more about the ultrasounding process, why I think it's a great investment, and I think, you know, it just makes your life much easier when you're breeding in a larger scale to have a unit like this that you can quickly check all your girls, know what's happening, know when to breed, and really maximize the clutches that you can get every year. If you guys have any questions whatsoever about the settings I use, or questions about the unit, feel free to reach out directly to me. I'll put my information on the screen or on the comment section below, and you'll be able to find my information, where to reach me, and I'm always happy to answer any questions you guys may have or any follow-up video ideas that you want to see. Thank you so much, guys.